1分間英文法600
You had better go there. You had better not go there. I couldn't help drinking beer. I got up early enough to have breakfast. I got up late enough not to have breakfast. He was too tired to walk. He studied hard in order to pass the test. He studied hard so as to pass the test. He studied so hard as to pass the test. I promised him to come back soon. I promised him not to come back soon. We chose him to be chairman. She pretended to know me. She pretended not to know me. I wish to succeed in the future. I hope to see you later. I don't care to do it today. We mean to stay here. Maki finished writing a letter. He couldn't stand remaining here. He admits doing it himself. You should avoid driving when you take medicine. We postponed making this decision. He escaped losing the game. We enjoyed playing baseball yesterday. I quit going shopping yesterday. He practices playing the guitar. He gave up smoking last month. I will go on singing. I will keep on singing. I like to swim in the sea. I love to play the piano. He began to study Spanish. She started to cry immediately. I continued to run around the park. I plan to go fishing tomorrow. He stopped to smoke. He stopped smoking. Don't forget to do your homework. I'll never forget seeing you. You remembered to call me at 5. Do you remember seeing me? I had her read this book. We made her go there alone. I'll let him use my car. We felt the walls vibrate. She saw him play tennis. She watched her child play in the field. To be frank with you, I don't like my teacher. To begin with, he bought a map for a treasure hunt. To make matters worse, it began to rain. To be honest, I couldn't finish the work. It's a good idea to be sure, but it costs much money. He speaks Chinese, to say nothing of English. Strange to say, the door shut by itself. Curious to say, I couldn't find the shop. Needless to say, the rules are important. On arriving there, Eddie went shopping. This movie is worth watching many times. I often feel like traveling somewhere.
1分間英文法2
The box is filled with trash. Mount Fuji is covered with snow. I am delighted with the result. The school is surrounded with cherry trees. I was surprised at his call. I am interested in the movie. The plan was given up by him. I was laughed at by everyone. I was talked about by him. I am looked up to by my students. My baby is taken care of by my grandmother. Sometimes my brother is made fun of by his classmates. This car is made in Japan. This house is made of stone. Cheese is made from milk. She was dressed in red. Your hair was dressed with flowers. Princess Diana was killed in the accident. He was killed by poison. You are concerned with the matter. I am concerned about my future. I was excited over the news. I was caught in a shower yesterday. Masao was born in 1993. This wine is as mature as that wine. This wine is not as mature as that wine. My computer is cheaper than that one. That computer is more expensive than mine. My computer is the cheapest. That computer is the most expensive. This car is better than that one. This car is the best of all. He is the tallest in his class. He is the tallest of the three. You are more diligent than any other student. You are as diligent as any student. You are an artist rather than a musician. You are not so much a musician as an artist. He worked none the less for his failure. You paid no less than 10,000 yen for the book. You paid not less than 10,000 yen for the book. You paid no more than 10,000 yen for the book. You paid not more than 10,000 yen for the book. A bat is not a bird any more than a rat is. A bat is no more a bird than a rat is. I have no other pet than cats. Nothing is more precious than friendship. Nothing is as precious as friendship. You have twice as many books as I have. He has 3 times as many books as I have. I have half as many books as he has. I have 1/3 as many books as he has. You are one of the most famous men in Japan. You are among the most famous men in Japan. It's getting warmer and warmer. The sooner you come, the more goods you can buy. Sooner or later, he will be well. I walked for an hour, more or less. This book is 500 yen, the cheaper of the two. I cannot wait for you any longer.
1分間英文法3
Excluding natto, I like Japanese food very much. Including natto, I like Japanese food very much. Concerning the new teacher, we had little information. We don't know anything regarding the new teacher. According to him, the game was postponed. Admitting that you say so, I can't give up this plan. Speaking of professional baseball, he is the oldest player. Talking of professional baseball, he is the oldest player. He is a good player, seeing that he catches the ball well. Assuming that the rumor is true, I will choose her. Granted that the rumor is true, I believe him. Provided that it rains, we will go to the museum. Frankly speaking, he isn't popular among the girls. Strictly speaking, panthers and cheetahs are different. Judging from his speech, he is an optimist. Generally speaking, Japanese are shy. I'll go fishing tomorrow, weather permitting. Broadly speaking, Korean TV dramas are interesting. Compared with your car, my car is really old. Other things being equal, I would recommend him. Taking his character into consideration, I couldn't scold him. All things considered, we got married. Considering her age, she looks so young. Supposing that you were free now, would you help me? I wish I were Edison. I wish I had studied harder when I was young. I talked as if I knew everything about stars. I talked as if I had known everything about stars. It is high time I had breakfast. If I were to be born again, I would be an astronaut. Without your help, I would have got lost. But for your help, I would have got lost. If it were not for your help, I would get lost. Were it not for your help, I would get lost. If it had not been for your help, I would have got lost. Had it not been for your help, I would have got lost. I wonder if you could call me later. If only there were 30 hours every day. If only there had been 30 hours that day. She is an honest woman, I should say. She is an honest woman, I should think. She is an honest woman, one would think. With a little more care, I could have succeeded. He walked slowly, otherwise he would fall down. You should have ridden a car. You ought to have ridden a car. You should not have ridden a car. You ought not to have ridden a car. Take a seat, won't you? Take a seat, will you? Don't take a seat, will you? Let's release the bird from the cage, shall we? We shall miss you, shan't we? I am doing well, aren't I? You scarcely see him, do you? You hardly know her, do you? You rarely go to school, do you? You seldom go to school, do you? You little expected that he would come, did you? You have never been to Osaka, have you?
1分間英文法4
How long have you been in Japan? For 2 weeks. How many times have they visited the village? 4 times. Tom has been to Tokyo twice. Tom has gone to Tokyo. He has been in Kyushu once. He has been at Sakurajima. Have you read this book already? I have already read this book. I've just finished my homework. Have you finished your homework yet? You have not finished your homework yet. We have still not finished eating lunch. I haven't seen her recently. I haven't seen her lately. I have never met such a beautiful girl. He has seldom visited his uncle. He has read this book once. Have you been to Tokyo before? Have you ever been to New York? God has ever been beside us. He has always trusted his friends. I have lived here for 10 years. Mari has lived in Nagoya since last year. I have been here all my life. There are some streets in this city. Give me some water. We need some skill to use this machine. I had a great many toys. I had a good many toys. Many a young girl has her hopes in the future. We work hard as so many bees. I drink wine as so much water. I drink wine like so much water. He is not much of a politician. There are only a few chairs in the room. There are but few chairs in the room. I have quite a few books. I have not a few books. I have few books. I have little money. I have not a little money. I have only a little money. She is kind. This is why I like her. This is how they got married. This is where you were born. Please come here whenever you are free. I go to see you wherever you live. However difficult it is for me, I go to see you. You have good health and, what is better, a lot of friends. It began to rain and, what is worse, it got cold. She is beautiful, tender, and, what is the best of all, full of wit. Experiences made him what he is. I'm not what I used to be. Osaka is to the Kansai area what Tokyo is to the Kanto area. He is what they call a genius. He is what is called a genius. What by the joy and the anxiety, I couldn't sleep well. What with the joy and the anxiety, I couldn't sleep well. I want such a watch as you have. I want the same watch that you have.
1分間英文法5
My pen was lost. I have to buy a new one. Those who went by bike were all wet in a shower. She has 2 bags. One is black and the other is red. She has 3 bags. One is black and the others are red. She has a black and a red bag. The one is bigger than the other. I want to buy this. I don't want to buy the other. I don't like this. Show me another. To know is one thing, and to teach is another. He has 3 dogs. One is white, another is gray, the other is black. I took some apples and you took another, but he took the others. Some think dogs are clever, but others do not. The weather was such that we had to stay home. They looked at each other. They knew one another well. He studied hard. I did the same. My father gave me the same as I have collected. My father handed me the same that I had lost. None of them played outside. She is something of a musician. I didn't see anything of Tom yesterday. He is anything but clever. Nothing but love can solve the problem. My happiness is nothing to yours. I have nothing to do with him. Not everybody can be a politician. I did not see anybody in the room. Each and all went to the gym. I do not know both of them. Will you have beer or wine? Neither, thank you. Will you have beer or wine? Either will do. Not all of us can be friends. None of us can be friends. There is no man who does not speak to her. She doesn't know both of your friends. She doesn't know either of your friends. This picture is not valueless. Beautiful girls do not always have nice personalities. Beautiful girls never have nice personalities. Not everybody knows the truth. Nobody knows the truth. A great player is not necessarily a great coach. A great player is not a great coach at all. I hardly understand French. There is scarcely any water in this lake. I am seldom late for school. I am rarely late for school. There was little rain this summer. I had few opportunities to talk to her. Not until yesterday did I know the news. My sister never goes out without shopping. My sister cannot go out without shopping. I do not deny that my father is an announcer. He could not understand the lecture in the least. She is the last person to tell a lie. The new machine is by no means expensive. The new machine is by no manner of means expensive. We have no doubt whatever about her talent. We have no doubt whatsoever about her talent. His theory has yet to be practiced. His theory is yet to be practiced.
1分間英文法6
I like to play soccer. So do I. I don't like dogs. Neither do I. They did not go there, nor did we. Never did I see him yesterday. Rarely is she late for school. No sooner had he been scolded than he began to cry. It was yesterday that your father gave it to you. It's because she was loved that everyone helped her. It was not until he came to Japan that he learned Japanese. Why on earth doesn't he call me back soon? Why in the world doesn't he call me back soon? She did not have breakfast in the least. He is famous if not great. She is, if anything, worse today. Fix mistakes, if any. Closed today. No U-turn. Hands off. Out of sight, out of mind. No pains, no gains. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Better bend than break. Well begun is half done. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. I knew the fact that he had been there. I bought it today, that is to say, the 5th of May. I bought it today, in other words, the 5th of May. I bought it today, that is, the 5th of May. I like sports, for instance, baseball and rugby. I like Japanese food, in particular, sushi and tempura. No matter what he says, you had better go there. No matter where she goes, she is well. No matter when you visit him, you'll find he's busy. No matter who comes, do not tell me about it. No matter which book you choose, you will understand Japan. I finish the homework no matter how sleepy I am. He says she comes. He says that she comes. He said she stays here today. He said that she stayed there that day. He said she played tennis yesterday. He said that she had played tennis the day before. He said she will go there tomorrow. He said that she would go there the next day. You said you have lived here since last month. You said that I had lived there since the previous month. She said to me, you should go to Japan. She advised me to go to Japan. She said, let's go to the gym. She suggested that we go to the gym. She said, shall we go shopping tomorrow? She proposed that we go shopping the next day. She said how noisy your car is. She complained about how noisy my car was. She said to me, what a pretty doll this is. She told me what a pretty doll that was. I said to her, call your mother at once. I told her to call her mother at once. I said to him, don't speak Japanese. I told him not to speak Japanese. He asked her if she had a car. I asked you whether you would come back or stay there. I asked her what she was reading. You asked me when I would come back. She asked us where we had played tennis. He asked me who that boy was. He said that the sun rises in the east. He told me that his work begins at 9. He said that those flowers are at their best. He said that World War II ended in 1945. She said that if she had a rocket, she would fly to the moon. He said that she must be well.
1分間英文法7
5 years have passed since I began to live there. It has been 5 years since I began to live there. It is 5 years since I began to live there. I have lived there for 5 years. Not only you, but also he is popular. He, as well as you, is popular. You have to study English. You don't have to study English. You need not study English. You have only to study English. I dared not go there. I didn't dare to go there. I would rather go home. I would rather not go home. He must have come here. He cannot have come here. He may have come here. He might have come here. It may well rain tomorrow. He may well get angry. He might well get angry. You may as well speak slowly. You may as well ask again as misunderstand it. You might as well send her a letter. Would you like to take a rest? I would like to take a rest. Would you tell me the way to the hospital? Could you ask him about the matter? Even if you don't like him, you have to help him. He is, as it were, a walking dictionary. The party is to be held tomorrow. This room is to be cleaned by noon. The bird is not to be found in Japan. The glass was to be broken. It is difficult for me to learn French. It is foolish of him to make the same mistake. Something is wrong with my computer. There is something wrong with my computer. Something is the matter with my computer. There is no point in coming here. There is no sense in coming here. It is no use coming here. I am used to speaking to foreigners. I am accustomed to speaking to foreigners. When it comes to getting married, he'll be happy. What do you say to writing to her? How about writing to her? What about writing to her? I objected to going shopping. It won't be long before we get married. I have difficulty in traveling abroad alone. I have trouble in traveling abroad alone. He was so tired that he took a rest. It was such a sunny day that we went on a picnic. It is impossible to cook what we haven't eaten. No one can cook what he hasn't eaten. Hardly had she sung when he went out. Scarcely had she sung when he went out. No sooner had she sung than he went out. As soon as she sang, he went out.
1分間英文法8
You cannot study too hard. I couldn't help but drink beer. I couldn't but drink beer. She reads books at random. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Our school festival will take place in November. For all his promises, he didn't do his homework. With all his promises, he didn't do his homework. In spite of his promises, he didn't do his homework. I'm in favor of their marriage. We went to the island in search of a treasure. We had a party in honor of him. A car consists of many parts. A car is made up of many parts. A car is composed of many parts. I ran into her in the park. I ran across her in the park. I came across her in the park. The movie resulted from his idea. His idea resulted in the movie. I took him for his brother. I mistook him for his brother. You should not stay up till late. You should not sit up till late. I took care of my mother. I looked after my mother. I saw to my mother. I excused him for being late. I provided him with an apple. I provided an apple for him. I put up with his snoring. She kept up with him. You will catch up with her at once. You will come up with her at once. I am fed up with her chatter. I am tired of her chatter. I am sick of her chatter. The world longs for peace. The world is eager for peace. The world is anxious for peace. I thanked him for his kindness. I obliged to him for his kindness. She helped me with my homework. He helped us to prepare for the school festival. She helped us prepare for the school festival. I can tell a real diamond from an imitation diamond. I can distinguish a real diamond from an imitation diamond. He went abroad without so much as seeing you. I asked you for the truth. I asked a new question of you. I agree with you. I agree to your proposal. I was conscious of the necessity of the machine. I was aware of the necessity of the machine. You took advantage of the opportunity. You made use of the opportunity. You avail yourself of the opportunity. Children tend to admire TV characters. Children are apt to admire TV characters. Children are liable to admire TV characters. Got warm little by little. It got warm by degrees. He went to America with a view to studying art. He went to America for the purpose of studying art. The war broke out. The machine broke down. The machine is out of order. The machine is in order. My children are out of hand. My car is out of date. My car is up to date. His lessons are, as a rule, interesting. His lessons are, on the whole, interesting. His lessons are, by and large, interesting. I was late because of a traffic jam. I was late owing to a traffic jam. I was late due to a traffic jam. I was late on account of a traffic jam. It is up to him to stay here. He was up to something bad. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know when to start. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know how to use it. I didn't know whom to help. I didn't know which way to go. I make myself understood in English. I can make myself heard all over the hall. You have twice the number of pencils that I have. This pencil is twice the length of that one. Play the piano as smoothly as possible. Play the piano as smoothly as you can. He is as great a composer as ever lived. I know better than to buy something like this. This machine is superior to that one. That machine is inferior to this one. Taro is 3 years senior to Jiro. Jiro is 3 years junior to Taro. I preferred soccer to baseball. I liked soccer better than baseball. This is the second longest river in Japan. The boy was the last runner but won. I could pay only 500 yen at most. I must pay 500 yen at least.
1分間英文法10
I must take medicine every 6 hours. I must take medicine every 6th hour. She has a violin lesson every other day. Students came in one after another. Please help yourself to apples. Please make yourself at home. I made a desk by myself. He was beside himself with fury. You must judge for yourselves. A diamond is hard in itself. As far as I know, nobody was there. I will defend you as long as I live. I like both baseball and soccer. He is not my teacher, but a friend of mine. He is not clever because he knows a lot of things. By the time you are 60, a new medicine will be invented. I would often play baseball here. He used to drink when he was young. I am proud of my father. I take pride in my father. I had words with her yesterday. I had a quarrel with her yesterday. Almost all the seats were reserved. Most of the seats were reserved. Almost all students like music. Most students like music. A good sleep is no less important than a good meal. Your dog looks like a bear. Your daughter takes after you. I asked after my friend. He was named Taro after his grandfather. He named his son Taro after his grandfather. I was at a loss. I was at my wit's end. I was at a loss for words then. I make a point of brushing my teeth every night. He got away from me. He escaped from me. You should learn a lot of English words by heart. You should learn a lot of English words by rote. They called me by turns yesterday. They called me in turn yesterday. By the way, let's go shopping. I said that by way of a joke. He came here by way of Yokohama. He answered for the failure. He was responsible for the failure. He was to blame for the failure. I must participate in the school festival. I must take part in the school festival. We put off the game because of the rain. We called off the game because of the rain. The accident prevented me from going home. The accident prohibited me from going home. Glad to say they will get married next month. Sorry to say we lost the game. Sad to say we lost the game. She has a black and a red bag. The former is bigger than the latter. I have no concern with him. Do you mind my smoking? No, not at all.